AFC to leave coalition, 8% increase for public servants, and Exxon renews contract with Ramps Logistics. I am Enrico Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. The marriage is officially over. Today, the leader of the AFC, Kamaraj Ramjatan, said they, the AFC, are leaving the coalition at the end of 2022. The AFC leader said his party expected to retain its 9 seats in the National Assembly and would still be united in parliamentary action against the PPP administration, but sides should feel free to have separate views on various topics. He said Mr. Norton has already been notified of the AFC's decision to leave the coalition. AFC Chairman Cathy Hughes said the two sides met months ago in an effort to iron out those problems, even though the Cummingsburg Accord expires December 31st of this year. Nevertheless, she said that the accord was never really designed for an agreement out of government. Even though they will not be contesting the upcoming local government elections, they said they will still take this time to reassert their independence and try to regain what credibility they still have out there. The last part was my words, not hers. Nevertheless, good for you, AFC. It seems as if you got out of the marriage with at least something, and hopefully you can spend this time to try to focus on yourself and, who knows, maybe you'll get a nice hobby. You might even find a nice man out there. Who knows what the future will behold for you? Aha! Okay, I'm done with the divorce puns. The president has announced an 8% increase for public servants. This increase will be retroactive from January 2022 and is expected to be added to December's salary. This is the first of several other salary increases to be announced within the next week. Meanwhile, the Burpees Bridge employees will have wage increases ranging from 9% to 15%, retroactive to January 1st. Furthermore, the parties agreed to adjust the workers' pay rates altogether. Today, Guyana's legal team sought to demonstrate that Venezuela's late objections to the International Court of Justice are invalid, and the court should proceed with deciding the merits of Guyana's case in the long-running border dispute. The leader of Guyana's legal team, Carl Greenidge, regarded Venezuela's preliminary objections as a ploy to prolong the court's consideration of Guyana's argument. This is all the more obvious considering Venezuela's non-participation in previous ICJ trials, he also noted. Nonetheless, he said that Venezuela's tardy involvement with the court suggests that the government is now embracing the court's validity in resolving this dispute. Yesterday, Venezuela requests the ICJ dismiss Guyana's petition. It also contended that because the state was a party to the arbitral award that set the land boundary between the two nations, the United Kingdom should be party to the border lawsuit. Priya Manikchand, the Minister of Education, dedicated the new Cyril Potter College of Education facility at Reed and Hoop, West Coast Demerara, today. The new facility, which is presently situated in the Ministry of Education's Divisional Center, will serve 300 teachers. The curriculum was previously delivered at Reed and Hoop Primary School. This new facility also responds to the Ministry's request for all instructors to enroll in college and become fully trained. Additionally, teachers who are in training and usually get a stipend will receive salaries starting next year. Yesterday, the police destroyed an estimated $340 million worth of cannabis at a farm in DeVelt Village, Savannah, along the Berbice River. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, Kanu busted 3 men on the quarantine with 42.6 kilos of cannabis. And over in Georgetown on the same day, 2 men were arrested with over 1,000 kilos of ganja between the two of them on Mandela Avenue. All 5 are currently in police custody. You're a hard-working truck owner. That's why you need only quality parts for your truck. But you might be asking, Noriko, now how will I ever afford them? Well, my friend, you need to go to Powered Automotive. They stock parts from Mack, International, Bedford TM, and all models of Cummins engines. Treat your truck right. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 6970171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Book and make Top-Up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Investigators say no foul play is suspected 1 day after an unidentified body was discovered beneath a bridge on Brick Dam in Georgetown. The decaying body was discovered beneath the bridge in front of Schuler and Gomes Optical Service on Wednesday. According to the police, the man was dressed in long black slacks and a multicolored shirt and seemed to be between the ages of 45 and 50. The body is at the Memorial Gardens Funeral Home awaiting identification and a post-mortem examination. Matthew Monroe, the 52-year-old taxi driver accused of murdering schoolteacher Keshia Branch in 2017, has since launched a $50.3 million lawsuit against the state. Monroe is requesting the court declare his arrest and imprisonment without trial for 4 years and 6 months to be unjustified and violation of his constitutional rights of personal liberty. Yesterday, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony stated that several strategies Guyana has adopted to combat the Rona would actually assist the nation prepare for future pandemics. These include improving laboratory systems, developing better diagnoses, educating personnel, increasing surveillance, decentralizing laboratory training, and implementing effective response systems. He stated that the ministry established a fast reaction unit. There are epidemiologists, public health professionals, and infectious disease specialists in the unit. Now for today's oil update. The contract Ramps Logistics Guyana has with ExxonMobil has been renewed till September 30th, 2023, only 1 day after receiving its local content accreditation from Guyana's local content secretariat. Ramps Logistics Guyana's existing 5-year contract with the American multinational oil company was set to expire this month, and it was unclear if the firm would continue to use its services. The deadline for submissions was January 6, 2022. Nevertheless, ExxonMobil originally granted Ramps Logistics Guyana a 5-year logistics contract in 2017. It's November, which means it's officially robbery season. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even have drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time to tell you about the Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2016 Toyota Crown Athlete. It comes with Bluetooth mug rims, no tires, TV, CD, stereo fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cars for $9.95 million, or pay as low as $1.99 million down with around $170,000 monthly, and it's yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them the Rico sent you for this sweet deal.
As an independent online news entity, being politically objective can cost you a lot of money in lost sponsorship opportunities. That's because most local companies are often too scared to associate themselves with a news entity that is uncompromising with the truth. We do appreciate our sponsors, as their support is what has allowed us to maintain our integrity without fear and remain dedicated to you, our viewers. Every night, thousands of viewers rely on Uncut News because they are tired of the biased and poorly presented mainstream media in Guyana. But to truly compete, we need your help to grow Uncut News from being the most watched online news to the most watched news in Guyana, period. Help us by becoming a monthly subscriber today. There are special rewards at every subscription level, including your name in the credits, personalized gifts, and more. Your monthly contribution helps us to stay independent by spending less time worrying about paying the bills and more time on keeping you informed. So click the link in the description of this video and become a subscriber today.
Now for our Uncut News Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Last night I asked about the public servants and if they should get a salary increase. Orphan King says yes they do, because people are doing part-time job 10 days a month and making 40 grand, and the people who are working all month barely make 60 to 80 grand a month, and soon as the part-time job done, they're going to get a raise to 60 grand for 15 days. And finally, Suresh Prasad says the government has to remove the high duty on vehicles and high tax and VAT on food. So I guess instead of a salary increase, they need to do that. Now for tonight's question. You know, the funny thing about last night's question is that I actually asked it before the increase was announced by the president. So for tonight's question, I want to know, do you think the 8% that was announced is a sufficient enough increase? And if not, then what would you suggest? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha ha! Good night, folks.